is the traditional unceded territory of the Katzie, Kwantlen, Meskwith, and Semiahmoo First Nations. So with me tonight, I have Councillor Paul Albrecht, Councillor Terry James, Councillor Gail Martin, Councillor Nathan Pahal, Councillor Rudy Storterboom, Councillor Rosemary Wallace. And for staff, we have our Chief Administrative Officer, Francis Chung, Darren Light, our Director of Corporate Services, Carl Johansson, our Director of Development Services, Rick Baumhoff, Director of Engineering, Parks and Environment, Kim Hilton, our Director of Recreation, Culture and Community Services, and Paula Kuzak, our Deputy Corporate Officer. So I'll call to order. This public hearing is being conveyed pursuant to Section 464 of the Local Government Act in order to consider the following: Bylaw number 3173, Zoning Bylaw 1996, number 2100, Amendment number 176, 2021, number 3173, and Development Permit number DP 05-21. It's a bylaw to rezone the properties located at 19665 and 19669 55A Avenue from the RS1 single family residential zone to the CD75 comprehensive development zone to accommodate a 15-unit townhouse development. So I would like to thank everyone for attending this public hearing, which is taking place by electronic means via Zoom. If we encounter technical challenges during the meeting, please stand by, as we want to ensure everyone who wishes to speak is afforded the opportunity to do so. This public hearing is being live streamed on the city's YouTube channel and is also being recorded and will be posted on the city's website. If you are watching and wish to attend this electronic meeting, you can go to www.langleycity.ca to register and join the meeting. At this public hearing, those in attendance at this meeting who believe that their interest in property is affected by the proposed bylaw will be allowed to make representations to council and shall be given a reasonable opportunity to be heard respecting matters contained in the bylaw. Once in the meeting, you may use the raise hand function to indicate your wish to speak, which will automatically put you in the speaker queue. You will be invited to speak in the order in which hands are raised. When it is your turn to speak, staff will prompt you a message asking you to unmute your microphone and you may begin speaking. Please commence your comments to council by clearly stating your name and street address. Unit numbers are not required. Then you may give us the benefit of your views concerning the bylaw. Your name, address, and comments will form part of the record of this public hearing. Members of council may, if they wish, ask questions of you following your presentation. However, the main function of council members this evening is to listen to the views of the public. It is not the function of council at this public hearing to debate the merits of the proposed bylaw with individual citizens. Once you have completed your comments, staff will mute your microphone. Everyone shall be given a reasonable opportunity to be heard at this meeting. No one will be or should feel discouraged or prevented from making their views heard. I'm asking that you keep your comments to no more than 5 minutes to allow everyone who wishes to speak an opportunity to do so. Once everyone who wishes to speak has done so, I will call for speakers for a second time, at which those who wish to speak again should indicate so by using the raise hand function. I will then call for speakers for a third and final time. If there are no speakers, I will ask for a motion to close the public hearing. The public hearing was also given the opportunity to provide written submissions for this public hearing. All submissions will be retained by the corporate officer, and copies of the submissions will be available from her on request following the hearing and shall form part of the public record of these proceedings. Ms. Kuzak, can you please advise how notification was provided for this public hearing and whether we have received any correspondence?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Newspaper advertisements for Bylaw 3173 were placed in the July 1st and 8th editions of the Langley Advance Times. Notices were mailed out to owners within 100 meters of the subject properties. Notice of the public hearing was placed on the city's website, on the posting board on the first floor of City Hall, as well as outside the entrance to City Hall. No correspondence has been received in relation to Bylaw 3173 at the time of the agenda publication or to date.
Great, thank you, Ms. Kuzak. Okay, so on to business. Bylaw number 3173, zoning bylaw 1996, number 2100, amendment 176, 2021, number 3173, and development permit number DP 05-21. And I believe Mr. Johansson is going to provide a brief overview of the purpose of the bylaw.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor, and good evening, Mayor and Council, and members of our audience tonight. This application proposes a 15-unit townhouse project, complete with rooftop patios and design elements that reflect emerging policy direction coming from the new draft official community plan, and also what staff is considering for the new zoning bylaw. The application has incorporated the recommendations from the Advisory Design Panel, or ADP, in their design, site design, and landscape recommendations, including updating the visitor parking spaces and enlarging private yard spaces and improving the privacy screening on the rooftop patios. So we have members of the architecture team, Zar and Fred, here tonight, and Meredith from the landscape architecture team. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Great, thank you. And I believe you have a presentation for us tonight, so that would be great. Thank you.
Shall I start?
Please go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of council. It's nice to see the familiar faces again. When I used to do presentation, Gerald told me you talk too much, so write down everything and make sure it's not more than 5 minutes. And I think it will be 5 minutes. Our proposal is 15-unit, 3-story ground-oriented townhouse development. This slide shows the site comprises of 2 lots here, and all these townhouses here have been developed, and they're either under construction or completed and sold. The only parcels left are these 6 single-family houses on the North Shore, on the north side. I'm living in North Shore, so okay. This slide shows the site, and there are a few views from the development projects. Number 1 is the lift, which is in here, is almost complete, and the same developer that has developed this development here is doing this site. Number 2 is Elation, which is a 33 townhouse development to the east and to the west. And number 3 is a townhouse development completed in 2019. So we are really adjacent to this Elation on the north side. And this slide shows the streetscape. So Elation is 33 unit complex, and this is facing 55A, which is similar to our project here. And this is the middle block, again facing 55A. This is facing 55A. These 2 blocks are along the north-south orientation, but only the end units are facing 55A. So we have tried, in terms of material, in terms of design, to make sure that our development, which is this one, is compatible with this more than other developments, but at the same time, we have the same approach with the other townhouses that we have. Luckily, we have designed them all. This slide shows the site is about 22,500 square feet, almost half an acre. Is 2 building blocks, this and that. And the left block here, these are all double car garages, and the right block is only these 2 that are tandem parking. The rest are double car garages as well. The area of the double car garage units are about 2,200 square feet. They're large units, and the tandem parking design is about 1,500 square feet. The OCP in this location is RM3. Density is about 70, I think with the old OCP is 70 units per acre. Probably with the new is 80. We are proposing 29 units per acre. We have visitors parking here, here, and here. And we have a transformer located here. And the lane, internal road that connects the lane to the 55A Avenue is 8 meters as per fire department request. And the entry to the units are from these 2 pedestrian walkways on the east side and west side along the property line. The setbacks are in line with the elevation and in line with another townhouse development further to the east, and very similar to the townhouse developments that have been built on the south side. We have 3 gates here, one here, and one in the back for they're just gates for creating a territorial security. We hired the services, the owner, the client, developer hired the services of Leona Security. We sent them the drawings, everything. They provided some input and recommendations that have been incorporated into the site plan. This is the same slide, and is a view from 55 from east looking to the north. And this slide shows the gates that I was talking, one here, and shows the entry of the 2 units that are facing 55A, which we have canopy and we have trellises. These are 2 more slides, different angle. This is from internal road. These are the garage doors, and this is the facade from internal road. This is the west facade of block 2. And this shows the walkway and the access to the units from the east. As Carl indicated, all the units have rooftop amenity, and they also have private patios at grade and also have balconies on the 2nd floor. Again, as Carl indicated, the design has been reviewed by the planning department and by the advisory design panel. Some very good comments and concerns were raised, and we incorporated all of them. And the drawings in front of you is the revised package, in fact. These are 2 elevations, which is the same as the rendering you saw, and it shows the rooftop garden by planter pots and amenity, and these are the entries. This slide shows the selection of the materials, and we only have this color is the same as elation, this color is the same as elation, the stone same as elation. So basically we have followed the same color pattern that we have there. We have stone at the base, with some areas going to the second floor, and we have hardy panel, the lighter hardy panel at the base, and the darker hardy panel. These are all dark gray shades, and these are in the cantilevered portion and projected portion, which we have as bay windows. And we have combined the wood color is hardy, but is very similar to natural wood, and this is the color of the stone, which is dark gray charcoal. This is a shadow analysis showing the March, May, March in different time period. It's only a 3-story and really don't have much shadow impact. This is a typical floor plans. This block shows a combination of the 2-car garages, and this is the 2-car garages here, and these two are the tandem car parking. We have a little room at the ground floor and the bathroom, and then you go up on the second floor. It's a quite open concept. So from here to here is all open. You can open the windows and have passive ventilation. And you go to the third floor, and this is a combination of this is a line of double car garages, double car garages, and these two tandem are interlocked. So in below, they're like that. And these are the amenity, rooftop amenity. I will speak a little bit about the livability, energy conservation, energy and green measures. We have incorporated into our design measures of sustainability approach. We have efficient bath and light fixtures. We have heat recovery system in all the units. We have increased R values on a slab on grade roof and walls. We have, as indicated before, on the ground, on the second floor, we have open floor plan for natural ventilation. We comply with the 2010 ASHRAE energy consumption measure. The mechanical system provides heat and cold temperature, ventilation. So we have a heat pump. It's located at the ground floor on the patios. From those units through the pipe, we supply hot and cold air. As indicated, all units have private patios, top amenities, large balconies, and all the garages are have electric chargers, all of them. And lastly, all the concerns or comments or input provided by Leona's security is incorporated. My time is over. Maybe Meredith can take over now.
I can take over. Do you have my rendering there?
I have to
too, or-
close, yes.
Okay.
I have yours, yes.
Did you want to roll it onto that screen? If you want, then I can just speak to it. I will try to be quick with everyone. So good evening. My name is
I stopped share. Can you now bring it?
If you could bring up the landscape rendering too, do you have that? Or I can show my screen.
Show your screen.
Okay. One second while I try and find it. Sure. There we are, sorry. It was not showing up. Okay, can everyone see that?
Yeah.
This is my landscape plan here. So I will be very quick with the landscape plan. I'll give you a quick overview and then I'll discuss just a few of the items that were revised based on the last meeting with the city for the panel. So overall, the landscape plan is reacting to providing privacy and circulation pattern for the tenants in their yard spaces. They actually have entrance points off of these walkways, which are considered semi-public, semi-private space. 2 walkways on either side. As we noted before, there's visitor parking stalls 1, 2, and then 3 in front. This is actually the barrier-free stall right here. Originally, we had stalls located back here, and there was a concern raised about privacy. We have added a large amount more planting with additional tree planting to provide screening to the patios in each of the back areas here. The patios themselves are separated by fencing between the walkway and the patio. The patio themselves, some of them have sod lawn and then some of them actually have planting. They have paved areas go into the doors, each one of them, and they are shared in between. Some of them have planting in between to provide separation and privacy between the different patios. There is actually also additional planting all the way along the perimeters on either side to provide a good sense of separation. There's mixed a double planting on this side that's also related to where the buildings are on this side, and then mixed planting and trees on this side relative to the different type of use that's on here. The other thing that we also did do per recommendation is we had added additional special paving at the driveway entries on the lane sides at either side, and then additional banding across the front. There was also some additional discussion about having some additional planting along the internal road here to provide a green face. These paving here are actually aquapaved too, to provide a sustainable measure for drainage. And then the green planting at each unit inside this internal road makes it feel more courtyard-like and provides a sense of identity to each one of the units. On top of that, there is also a plan that shows on the second floor, the street tree plan, and then rooftop patio plan. We added additional screening and then planters that have raised planting large ornamental grasses and broadleaf evergreen plant material to allow for a sense of green finish to the actual rooftop areas as well. Now, the primary concern obviously was security and then also a sense of identity of space. So as Fred was mentioning, we do have gates at the walkway entries for each one of the entries from the lane and from the main street, and then also some screening for the PMT, which is located right in here. The tree material is generally ornamental with both broadleaf evergreen or deciduous trees, and all of them are flowering. So that is a very short overview for the landscape, and I'll stop sharing here, and then I would be happy to hear any comments if there is any.
Well, great. Thank you both. Well, all 3 of you for a great presentation. Okay, Ms. Kuzak, can you please advise if there's anyone in attendance electronically at this meeting who wishes to speak to Bylaw 3173?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Pardon me. We currently have no attendees to the electronic meeting. However, I have just checked our council mailbox and we have received 1 piece of correspondence. And with your permission, I'll read it out for council.
Yes, please.
It is from Angela, and she says, I am writing against this bylaw amendment. I live in the area and it is already very congested and very dense because of all the new developments. There's no parking and the roads are narrow for so much car traffic. Please leave the zoning as it was. Thank you, Angela.
Okay, thank you. All right, so there's no speakers, so I'm going to call for a second time for speakers on Bylaw 3173.
No attendees.
Okay, and I'll call for a third and final time for speakers on Bylaw 3173.
No attendees.
Okay, so seeing no speakers, do any members of council have any questions regarding Bylaw 3173? Councillor Storterboom, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor, and thank you, Mr. Adab and Meredith and team. I appreciate your wanting to do business here in the community. I kind of be curious as to Angela's address if Ms. Cusack has that available.
I'm sorry, through the mayor, Councilor Storterboom, I do not have her address. She just simply stated that she lives in the area.
Okay, so Angela, no last name, lives in the area. Okay, got it. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Do any members have any questions in regards to bylaw 3173? Okay, well, so we don't have, so I guess we are done with the public hearing then. So can I move in a seconder to close the public hearing? Please, Councillor Storterboom, Councillor Wallace, all those in favor, any opposed? So this public hearing is now closed and this bylaw will come forward for consideration at a third reading at a future council meeting. So thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
Thank you.